The number of times I've done this is very depressing indeed. So what we have here are two Harriers that were collected yesterday evening. They're about to go to bed this morning. Two-shot Harriers in one day, which unfortunately is not uncommon. We have a Marsh Harrier here, which was found near Lua International Airport, which is actually one of our hunting hotspots, illegal hunting hotspots, if you can believe it, the international airport. And then the other one is a Montague's Harrier from Gozo, which came from Marselforn. So I'm going to take them out. I'm not going to bring them out for too long because obviously they're quite stressed, okay? So this is the Marsh Harrier. This is a juvenile Marsh Harrier. Has a gunshot injury to the wing. This is juvenile Montague's Harrier. This one's got a really bad gunshot injury to the wing.
It's like place, isn't it?
Mm. That's a really bad joint. I mean, look at the state of that.
It's not going to recover, is it?
It's also shot in here as well.
It's okay, it's okay.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's better if we get the photos and give it a bit of extra stress if it's going to do something.
And what are the chances of this one surviving, Andre?
This one's definitely not going to fly. Definitely not. I mean, look at the state of that. In fact, its wing, I think the bone's completely severed here. It's starving to death in the bush.
How many birds this year?
This year, compared to the last few years, I mean, I think we must be on about 30 by now. And normally by now we're on to 55, 60.
And is that because it's less shooting, or is that because they're getting better at hiding them?
Well, it's really difficult to tell because firstly we're not getting any birds from the police anymore because there's a policy by the government to try to suppress this as much as possible, so the police don't give us anything anymore, which we used to get a lot of birds from them. But on the flip side, the general public are becoming more aware and are giving birds to us, so maybe that negates itself. But then, as we've seen from areas like Mizib, they're just hiding them and stashing them all over the place, so the birds that we're actually getting are a complete fraction of what's actually happening out there.
And we went to Mizib earlier in the week. How many bird carcasses were found this year?
We had 83, 82 or 83 in 3 hours.
Okay. And that was a very small area?
Yeah, that was about, I don't know, maybe a ninth of the woodland. Yeah. Last year we had 200 when we searched about half the area.
And these aren't birds for trophies?
Well, these are birds, they're just shooting them to kill them and then stuff them under a rock and leave them there. Something like this is, because it's rare here, or uncommon here, they would want to keep this one as a trophy if it's not badly damaged. But
the tail feathers are in a complete state.
Yeah. They also, these guys, when they're collecting trophies, they like to have male, female, juvenile. With honey buzzards, they like to have all the different colour phases. Okay. So it's not just killing one honey buzzard, it's having like 8 or 9 or 10 in your collection so that you can have like the full set. So this, for example, as a juvenile, then you'd want the male and the female. It's sick when you do something like this, which is such a beautiful bird, and this is its end.
And what about in the UK now? What can people in the UK do?
Well, joining BirdLife Malta for a start, because we're a small NGO and we need as many members as we can get, and every bit helps. Coming out to our camps, because as all you guys have done. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't do this without lots of people, because we have to be in the countryside everywhere, making sure, keeping an eye on what's happening out there. And also letter writing campaigns to the government, to the European Commission. There's quite a lot of information on our website which explains things that people can do.
Great.
Which I would heartily recommend that people have a look at it.